welcome to my craft room. I've got a new card today and it is perfect for old time gamers. My older son is a gamer, but he's still in his 20s, so this might not be quite for him. But it's perfect if you have a gamer in your family. So this says, "You're not old," of course, with an old Game Boy. "You're retro." These little pop-up cards are small, but they are mighty. You get all of your retro stuff, your old arcade games, all the old controllers. So, first, I need you to go down into my description. I have got a base of this card on Cricut. And if you click the Cricut link at the bottom, Cricut will take it and put it on your canvas and you'll be ready to go. So, let's go make it. Here we are on the canvas. If you do not have this on your canvas, go down in my description and click on the Cricut link, and Cricut will put this card base onto your canvas. So let's do these first. These are all going to be a very pale yellow. Of course, you can use tan or cream or whatever you'd like. Something light colored though. Okay, we're going to get them all together, and then we're going to drag our finger or our mouse, grab all of them. Go in here and let's change their colors to the super pale yellow. There we go. Two of these are going to go on the inside. One of these is going to go on the cover. Now, all of these are going to be red. If it has a score mark or a pen mark on it, you cannot change the color in edit like we just did for all the yellows. You have to go into layers. And so here is our card base. If you scroll, it'll be all the way at the bottom. And we are going to change all of these to the bright red. Okay, here is your pop-up. And here is your pop-up mechanics. There we go. Okay, we got all our colors done. This is your envelope. The nice thing, it can be made out of one sheet of just regular copy paper, but I'm going to move it out of our way. Now let's go get our images. You're going to click on images down here. If you have never looked up an image by its code number, I'm going to show you how to do it. Every image of Cricut starts with hashtag capital M. And I'm going to have a list of them all for you here in just a second. But first, the Game Boy on the cover is hashtag capital M 28 EBB21F. And there you go. Now you're just going to click on this. You'll see it puts down here by add, and you'll see that I have your whole list here. So go ahead, get all of these images put on your canvas, and I'm going to fast forward now, and I'll meet you over there when we get all of our images. Now we're here on the canvas. Don't be surprised if we get some of those maintenance pop-ups, because we're getting one tomorrow night, I think. And so, of course, they're popping it up everywhere. Okay, let's get everything moved out of the way. We're going to do sizes first, and then we'll go back and do colors. Let's go ahead and do the happy birthday because it's going to be the absolute easiest. It is going to be 3 inches wide. There we go. And it will go right up here. There we go. Then this guy is going to be 2.25 wide. 2.25. There we go. There's him. Then let's get these other two controllers done. This one is 2.6 wide. There we go. And this guy is 2.5 wide. Sometimes I do width, sometimes I do height. It just depends on what's going on. And your arcade game is 2 inches high. I'm sorry. There we go. Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, our frame. Our frame is, first, let's go into here, and it's, let's see if what happens, 2.12. Okay, and then we're going to change our height also. So, but we want to keep it at 2.2 width, 2.12. So you're going to unlock this button, and the height is going to be 3.3. Okay, there's our frame. Now our Game Boy is going to be 1.6 wide. 1.6. Here we go. Okay, there. Okay, now we've got these the right size. Let's ungroup this. We are not going to use this middle, so we're going to just go ahead and delete that. Okay, now that we've got our sizes, let's go ahead and do our colors on these, and then we'll add the few things that we're missing. So first, let's go ahead and do this. We want this middle one to be the same light yellow, and we want the outer one to be red. Sorry, hit the wrong button. Right there, that red. Okay, there you go. Next, we'll do our Game Boy. Okay, let's go into layers. Here's what I did. I think one of these controllers uses 4 different colors of gray, but I thought that was too much. So I used 3 colors of gray. So let me show you what I did. First, we're going to highlight the base of it. You see down here, just before this color square, you see right here, these 3 gray. Okay, those are going to be my light, medium, and dark gray. This one, this case, is going to be the light gray. The window, is going to be the dark gray. So, this very dark gray. The window and the buttons are going to be a very light green right here. So, the screen is green. And these little buttons right here are going to be the bright red. There we go. There. Your Game Boy's done. Just like that. Okay. Let's do your arcade. I'm going to bring it up bigger so you can see. The base and the white both need to stay the same. This one I did in the medium green right here. This is red, the bright red. And this is the darker bright blue right here. And we will sync all these colors up when we get done. And your keyboard and everything that you type on, I did that in a gray, but you can of course do it in the light green if you'd rather. I wanted the gray on the TV part, on the, the TV part, I guess. So there you go. There's that one. And that goes, well, here. This will be our cover. And this will be the bottom. So there you go. Let's go ahead and change this guy's color. He'll be easy. We're going to change him into that same dark blue. There we go. So now your inside backgrounds are done. Okay, let's do your controllers. Let's try this one first. You see how here in the middle is the black, right below it is a dark gray, and then above it is 2 or 3 different other grays? All the colors we're going to keep the same. The very dark gray we're going to keep the same, and the black we're going to keep the same. The only ones we're going to change are these right here, these top 3. So then we're going to go back to edit, make sure that it's the light gray that we want. This will be the medium gray. So right here. And then this very top one is going to be the light also. There we go, just like that. And there he's done. Isn't that fun? Okay, so this guy, I had to look up pictures
to see what colors all these were supposed to be. Once I got my son to tell me which ones I should use. Go to edit. Where the bright pink background is going to be the light gray. Right here are going to be the medium or dark gray, either one. I'm going to do mine in the dark. Okay. These are going to be the light gray. Okay, these. I did these in black. Not black. I'm going to put it all the way down here to where it's 0, 0, 0, 0. You see that at the very bottom? Because I want all my blacks to be that color. And I'm going to fix all those. This is just highlights and you don't even need them. And then what a pain to glue them on. And they won't match anything else. So we're not going to use those. I just hit this eye. And boom, they're gone. So here you go. There's that guy. And this guy. Okay, where is he? Okay, the pink is going to be the light gray. Whoops, I'm on the wrong one. The yellow is going to be the dark gray. Okay. And these little pieces, you know what? I ended up not even putting these in. I mean, I still made them in the medium gray. But I ended up just using the cross part. And this part. This is where I want to show you something that I did. You see where it's highlighting up green on the little controller? And I just want these buttons. So actually, I want some of them to be red and some of them to be black. So first, I'm going to hit duplicate. So now I have an extra set of those buttons. Okay, and here we go. These, I'm going to make black. Right there, that black way over on the left. And these, I'm going to make the bright red because the two dots on the right need to be red. Now, if you're a gamer, won't notice like mine did and won't care if these are the exact right colors, well, then don't worry about it. I took this other yellow square, which is where we're going to put your retro on. And I'm going to show you, I used a stencil font. I love stencil fonts. I do not like gluing individual letters onto things. And so I'm going to show you with Slice how you do it without having to glue on every single little tiny piece. So first, here's your retro. We need a background for this. So first what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate. And we are going to turn this one into the bright red. Okay, and so that's all you're going to do on that one. Now we need a text box. So you're going to hit text. We are going to type your return retro. Exclamation point. Now we're going to change this. And once you change it, it's going to change it to all caps because this font is only caps. So I want you to be ready for that. You're going to search for stencils. We're using the Quartz, but I want to show you all these stencil fonts. These are all work the same, and pretty much any font will work, but, you know, you'd have to go back and glue in the middle of your O's and A's and R's and stuff like that. So, not a big deal. Here's your Quartz stencil right here. There you go. Now, all we need to do is fit this to our window. I'm going to bring this up really big so we can see. I'm going to make it as big as I possibly can and have it still look good. And you want to make sure you get it right in the middle. Do you see these purple lines? When you get across like that, that means you're right in the middle. Okay. Now, we're going to slice this out. Okay. You're going to drag your finger or your mouse and capture both of them. And then you're going to hit slice. And look at that. Here is your original, and here is what you sliced out. We don't need either of those, so delete. Now, we put this on top of your red piece of paper, and you're done. Okay, I messed up. The front of the card, the background is red. This one is blue. So, we're going to go back to edit. I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I forgot that I had changed this to blue. The reason I changed it to blue was for it to kind of go with this happy birthday and our arcade. Okay, let's finish our cover. We are going to need a square. Okay, this is going to be one of our stripes on our front page. So then we're going to go to edit. We're going to unlock this button. The width on this is going to be 3.5, which is the same width as your yellow. And the height is going to be 1 inch. Okay, and the color is going to be your dark blue. There you go. Now we need another stripe, and the easiest thing to do would be to go to actions and hit duplicate. Okay, then we're going to go in, and it's going to be the same width. It's keep your button unlocked. This time it's going to be 1/4 inch, so 0.25. There we go, and it's red. Boom, done. Look at that. See? Pretty easy, huh? And then here's your Game Boy guy right there. Now, we need you're not old. So, we need another square. Okay. This square is going to be, leave your button unbuttoned. It's 2 width, which is good. We've already got that. And then the height is going to be 0.57. Then we're going to turn this one yellow, the light yellow. And then we need to duplicate. So go to actions, duplicate. And this one is going to be red in the background. See? There we go. Now we need to do the same thing with this piece of yellow. Okay. So we are going to do another text box, and we're going to say you're not old. This should come right back up since you've already used it on this program. We're going to hit the quartz again. And then, of course, all we're going to do is fit it to this page. Oh, don't do what I just did. Go to your edit button and lock that thing back up because we don't want it to, we want it to keep its ratio aspect, okay? So now you're just going to make this small enough to where it is going to fit on here. Now, this one is a little more fiddly because remember to get your crossed purple lines. This one is a little more fiddly because it's smaller. So I suggest you cut this with your cardstock for intricate cuts, more pressure, and a very sticky mat. So there you go. We got the you're not old. Of course, we're going to slice it out again. So you're going to drag your finger, grab both of them, hit slice, boom, boom, done. We don't need these guys. Delete. And look at that. Look, you did it without having to individually put on those letters. Oops. And there's your cover. Look at that. It's not going to be perfect, of course. First, we're going to sync everything. But I need you to glue a few things for me before we get on to the craft table. I need you to glue all of our video guys. Okay. And on this, it's just the 2 round buttons on the very right that's red. Okay. And this guy. And your 2 signs, if you'd like to. It's going to be a lot quicker. You guys don't need to watch me glue all these little things together. And it'll go much faster once we're on the craft table. So now let's check our colors. We want all of these blacks to be the same. So we are going to make them all this 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So this is the back of our cabinet arcade game. And then we want this part of this controller to be black. Okay. We want all of our greens to be the same. And it doesn't matter. You can go a light green, dark green. These cards are great to get rid of your scraps. It's fantastic. Okay, here's your light gray, and then you've got your dark and your medium. So we're going to take this dark gray and move it into our dark gray. This blue is going to go up into the blue that we already have. I'm all about cutting the least amount of mats. This guy needs to come down here into our reds. This guy, I didn't see any reason to have a darker yellow, so I put him down with the yellows that we're already cutting. And I think we're done. Here is your envelope. And look what I did. I messed up the frame for the Game Boy. Look up there. You see where it is here? I probably hit it wrong. So double check all your stuff and make sure you've got them all in the right spot. So now we've got our white, our yellow, red, light gray, medium gray, dark gray, the light green. So there, we've got all of our colors ready. So if you will glue these things together that I asked you to, all of these, then I'll meet you over at the craft table and we will be super fast putting it together. Okay, guys, here we are at the craft table. As you can see, it is well loved. First, thank you for putting all this stuff together. It's going to make our time here a lot shorter. Okay, as you can see, I put things on paper plates. It helps me keep organized, and I just use them over and over again. Glue. I use art glitter glue. It dries clear. I get it with this large refill, the smaller one with this really tiny tip. A little bit goes a very long way. Let's get started. First, you need to get one of your yellow rectangles. They're all the same size. They're all the same. So let's pull that out. We're going to start working on our cover first, but we are not going to glue it onto the card. Why? In case you mess up the inside, then you don't want to have to redo everything over again. Okay, here is basically what it's going to look like. Got your frame. I make sure I keep these covers pretty simple because the inside is so busy. Okay, so first, let's go ahead and get this frame put together. There we go. Okay, there's our frame. We can go ahead and connect our Game Boy to the frame. Okay. And he's going to kind of basically go in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a handmade card. It's never going to be perfect. Okay, there's that. Now, let's get the bottom part done. I have this blue stripe at about 1/8 of an inch above the bottom. Just a second and I'll show you. I'm going to make sure. I always forget my corners and then they want to lift up. So I'm going to make sure I get the corners. Okay, we're going to do a pretty close to the bottom, about 1/8 of an inch. There we go. Put the red stripe on. And anyway, I had to call my older son to ask him. I found a picture that had like a timeline of the different controllers. And okay, and this goes right in the middle of that. You're not old. And how did you guys like that little tip? Isn't that great? I'm not a big fan of gluing on a whole bunch of tiny little letters. Okay, and then you're going to put this right in the middle. Doesn't have to be exact. Again, handmade card. And then you're going to put this up in the top section. And you're almost done with your cover. Anyway, I had to text him to ask him about the controllers. I found a picture that had a bunch of the different controllers because Cricut has a bunch and I don't know enough. I'm going to have to turn mine to the side so I can see where to place this. And I'm just going to do it equal distance between the top and the bottom pretty much and get it as close to the middle as I can get. And mine is crooked, so let me fix that. I have to sit so far back that I have a hard time telling until I can pick something up. Okay, there you go. There's your cover. It's all finished. Look how quick this is going because you put all these little things together. Okay, we're going to set this aside and let it dry. Okay, here is the main part of our card. Of course, it's going to get bent down like this. And then you've got these two rectangles. One has an X score line on it, so we're going to set that aside for just a second. And the other one has your 3 score lines going up and down. That's what we're going to work on right now. So let's go ahead and fold it. The middle fold is going to go down. There we go, just like that. And the outside 2 folds are going to go up. Just go slow till your paper feels its score line. I just have a stylus, so mine aren't as nearly as thick. Okay, there you go. There is your panel. Okay. Okay, now put it out straight, and we are going to go ahead and build it. Now, this, of course, goes here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that here. Then you're going to need your 3 small yellow squares. And we'll get the video games put on those. I mean, the controllers. There we go. Okay, now we've got these 3. Well, yeah, I'm going to show you this way. And you can go ahead and glue them on if you want, but I like getting everything lined up first. I always dry fit everything before I do anything. Why? Because I make less mistakes that way. Okay, here's this one and here's this one. Of course, you can do them in any order you would like. This one's kind of different from the 2 thin ones, so I kind of balance 2 thin with a fat. I don't know why, that's just me. So, first, let's get our squares on. So I had to text my older son and okay, because I thought I was going to put the consoles. You know, Cricut's got the consoles too. So, oh, look at that. Trying to make everything stick down, and I moved it. So I didn't know which controllers went to which consoles. So I sent a text to him with pictures. Hey, what are these? What do they go to? Tell me what the system is. He says, I think the first one is Atari, which I think is this little rectangle one. And the other is like, oh, I can't remember what he told me. Anyway, I got it all figured out. Sent him a picture of this card designed. He is 28. So he has been gaming, of course, ever since he was little. Okay, there we go. Now let's get our controllers put on. And this one, they're all going to kind of go sideways. And what you're going to do is they're going to fit or maybe hang over just a little tiny bit. As long as they stay between your score lines, you're good to go. So let's go ahead and put this guy on. Okay, just like this. There we go. Here is this guy. This guy, I think, is the oldest that I've got. Again, I am not an expert. And I know we discussed this on the canvas. If any of these colors or whatever are wrong, then and you think that your video guy is going to, or your video person is going to not like the card because the controllers aren't the right color, then please change them. I am not an expert. Look at that. You've already got your pop-up done. Look at that. Okay, fold it again. Let's start getting the paper used to what it's supposed to do. And there you go. Look how cute that is. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and do the inside of our card. You've got 2 more yellows. Okay, so let's go ahead and get those glued on either side. They're going to be about 1/4 inch all the way around, just like that. Okay. And so he was nice enough to guide me through my video game controller. What? Knowledge? No knowledge? Neither my husband nor I got but then we're in our 50s and 60s. So we were probably just right on the wrong end of it. But I started the boys. Well, I started the older boy. The younger one is a special needs guy. On computers, I think he was 2. I got him that interactive Winnie the Pooh storybook thing. If you're older and you had kids my age, you probably know what I'm talking about. It was one of the very first, kids computer things that came out. Okay. Now let's get our pop-up in. Okay, so now we need that other piece of paper that has the X score line in it. And this is your mechanics to make your pop-up pop up. So first let's do the X's. You're gonna just fold on one of your score lines. For me, it's easier for me to stick my fingernails in there. For some reason, it just helps it fold. Good. Okay, just like that. And now we're gonna do the other one. Okay, let's get both of our X's, sides of our X's done. Okay, now once you do that, we're gonna bend them backwards. It's easier to do it forwards first. Okay, and then backwards. There we go. Do you see those 2 triangles right there? That's what we want. Now, you've got a line going all the way across. You're going to fold it towards you. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, put your finger right here and push up. Just like that. You see that? You see the 2 triangles? That's what we want. Now, you're going to hold this right here. We're going to squish this in while we're moving it, and it's going to come out to be like a house shape. So let me show you. You're just going to grab it, and you're just going to start pushing in just like this. There we go. Just like that. And let's get it folded up really good. Okay. There we go. Look at that. So now you've got your little house shape. There you go. So we're ready. Get your card base. Okay. This is going to go as close to your fold as you can possibly get it. Okay. Now, we're going to make sure, you always have to make sure that your card folds up. Okay. And we're going to put this in the middle, doesn't have to be exact, and right on the fold. So first, we're going to put glue just on our triangle. And that's going to go for both sides. Just on the triangle. Okay, now we want it up real close to the edge because this is what's going to hold your pop-up up. Pop-up up. My son thinks that's so funny when I say that. Okay. There we go. Now, again, it needs to go right in the middle. What I usually do is I hold up this one side. I make sure that I've got it, side by side middle. Okay, there we go. You're going to put the nose right up against it, and then while your glue is wet, so it will move it if it needs to. And there you go, just like that. Do you see that? Okay, so you've got your bottom triangle glued on. So let's glue on our top one. Okay, so here we go again. Just like that. Make sure you get some pretty good glue on it. Again, this is holding, and I say it over and over because my son just giggles every time I say it. This holds your pop-up up. Okay, now all you're going to do is close your card. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure. And then look, you got your pop-up done. Now, this is not made to open up all the way flat. So that is very normal. We are going to open it up as flat as we can to get our pop-up on. But if yours has this little gap in here, it's okay. That's normal. Okay. So now you're going to take your pop-up and it's going to glue right onto your background. Okay. So let's fold it in half so we can get it right in the middle. You're going to put your fold right on the middle of your X. And you're going to sneak your hand. Once you get it all straight, and I just moved it, so you just want it, in the middle and straight, pretty much. And it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, now we've got it where we want it. But you see how this is? So I'm going to, and if you end up having a little bit of that show, you can just trim it off with your scissors. So, okay, now we've got it in the middle. We've got it straight. So now you're going to flip over this one last panel, and we're going to glue just this upper square, not past the score line. Okay, so you're just going to go like this. There we go. And then you're just going to smooth it out, just like that. Okay, now we're going to do the other side the same, only I'm going to have to turn it sideways so I can see. Only you're going to do the bottom square of this one. Okay. Let's see. There we go. And then you're just going to lay it down, give it a little bit of pressure. Let me move our 5 million plates out of the way here. Okay, now you've got to help it bend. Now remember how these things go in. Okay, you've got to get it to where it remembers. There we go, that's it. Okay, look. Now mine's still wet, so you just got to be careful if yours is still wet too. But we're just going to double check because it's important that your card folds and goes into your envelope, right? So look at that. Look what you just did. Look. And this is where it stops. So this is really good if they want to display it or whatever. It's not made to go completely flat. Okay. So there you go. Look at that. You got your pop-up done. So let's go ahead and finish the inside. All we've got is your little arcade game. And I just wanted a little bit of interest down here below where you're going to sign. So I put it about, I don't know, a little less than 1/4 inch, about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. And then we're going to do our happy birthday. And I picked this because it looks like Star Wars. And of course, that's retro. So now let's put this on our top. Okay, I am used to standing up to being able to see if I've got things straight, standing up and looking down at it. And with this, because I'm filming from the top, I'm having a hard time doing that. So there you go. Look at that. You're done with the inside of your card. And all we have to do is glue this on. Look how good you're doing. Okay, now you are going to have to, once everything gets dry, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. Let's go ahead and put our cover on. Here we go. I make sure if I don't get my corners, they tend to pop up, and that kind of just bugs me. So I make sure that I get all my corners. There we go. And make sure that your card is right side up. Okay, and then we're just going to, and again, this is the same as the inside, about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Just like that. Once it's all dry, and you want to leave this out a few hours or overnight so it doesn't get glued to itself or to the envelope when you put it in the envelope. You want to practice, okay? Your paper needs to get used to folding this way. Okay, and so you're just going to just open it and close it a bunch, okay? And you might have to help it a little bit at first, but then it'll get, to where it does it really easy. And look, you're done. You made the coolest pop-up ever. You're not old. You're retro. Look at that. You did a great job. I am really proud of you.